You kill a person, within a reasonable time, you are convicted. And my conviction does not agree with what you have been doing recently. Life sentence, no, we don't agree with that. You killed, you must die. The law of Moses. I can tell you what you are doing now does not please our people. That life sentence, life sentence. Then after some time, I don't know what, the person changed in prison, is forgiven. This is not good. It's true I have hanged only 2 people since I've been in the government. Only 2. Sevirumbi and Obura. But let the person be condemned to death and forgiven. But he knows that I was Naringenda. If it was not for the president forgive me, I was dead. But this business is really going to cause a friction between us, between my constituencies, because you remember I have these constituencies. I have the people, I have the army, I have the freedom fighters. That's why I am here. So, protection of life. Here there is no compromise, really. We are polite, but please take this point very seriously. The second, most important, protect property. Property, whether public or private. Don't allow anybody who damages property, rioters destroying people's property, and you just treat it like that. No! The NRM, and I can prove to you that my constituency always protects property. When we captured Kampala in 1986, there was no looting. Those who were here in 1979 remember what happened. There was terrible looting. And some of the businesses have never recovered from that looting of 1979. I know there's one company which was very successful. It was called Ugir. Ugir was, they were making shirts and so on. It was owned by a very active old man, a Japanese Kashwada. Because of looting, that company never came back. He tried, it couldn't come back. But in 1979, with these villagers, peasants whom we had trained and disciplined, you saw there was no looting. No looting of any people's property. Why? It was a strategy. Because if you allow property to be destroyed, how will you cause growth? How will you have taxes? How would it is? So, number 1, protect life. Number 2, protect property. Number 3, no raping. Protect our women. Anybody who rapes, who defiles a girl must die. Those are the views of my constituency. Number 4, no stealing of government money. Government money. stealing government money, embezzlement, and corruption. Number 5, what the CJ was talking about, okurahura. Okurahura is when you provoke people by insulting them. Okurahura. Among the Banyankore, you kurahura me, we fight. You can't just go there and insult me, what, and the fight starts. But if you want to stop the fight between individual and individual, then the state must come in. But according to some of the cultures, okurahura is free speech. That free speech was just speaking. Speaking by insulting me and insulting my mother. So if you, for me, I would have these 5 as the minimum program of justice to have stability, law and order, so that the economy can develop. The CJ was talking about attacking the judiciary, the judges. One other thing I must warn you about is attacking the army. That one, I must warn you that in 1986, when we came into government, there was a law which had been put, which was like a fashion in the whole of Africa. It was called Preventive Detention Act. The president had power to put you in detention without trial. It was still in the books. I never used it except once. I detained a man called Sarah Muhanga who was abusing the NRA. I put him there until it was amended in 1995. The soldiers are people. Some of the, if you look at the recovery of Uganda, it has been by some actors. Number 1, the wananchi, especially in agriculture. I was reading the papers before I came here. The inflation rate in Uganda is coming down. It's now like 2.7, I was seeing in the papers. In other parts of the country, of the world, inflation is going up. I think I saw on the news that inflation in Turkey is like 49%. Today in the news. Yeah, inflation rate 2.7. Why? Because the farmers are producing. There's a lot of food. So these are the primary actors. The wananchi, the farmers. Then the private sector, the industrialists, the ones who have attracted. Then the army for maintaining peace. And then the scientists, our scientists. That's a primary, those are very, very crucial primary actors. And then the judiciary for Okuramura, for separating those who are quarreling. So therefore, and for the soldiers, they do a very difficult work. Now for you to attack them, and then you think things will, I am always a mediator because you see, I have got these constituencies from which I came. Then there are other groups we deal with, the church, the judiciary, the civil service. So I'm normally mediating between the two. Please don't do this. You hold on. Now I'm tired of mediation. I want convergence. I want convergence so that we agree on a minimum program of how to bring justice to our people. The issue of the money and so is one issue which we are addressing. I can assure His Lordship that we shall, when you come, we shall talk more, so that we keep moving towards our target of 800 billion. In the medium term, I also met our daughter Abodo. I met her with her prosecutors. They are really suffering, those prosecutors. I didn't know they are suffering. And yet they are doing a very dangerous job. That's how some of them were killed. Joan Kagezi was killed because she was fighting these ADF people. And actually we came to know that they had been warning her that you are Bodo. Why are you prosecuting us seriously? Not Abodo, Kagezi. You Kagezi, why are you prosecuting? Why are you serious in prosecuting? You should be lukewarm. Some of the prosecutors were colluding with the criminals. But the ones who are very strict, like Joan Kagezi, were targeted. So they are doing a very dangerous job. We must support them. I will give them all the support. I have already briefed the cabinet on this. We shall move. But also, let us have an organic convergence of the concept of justice. You see, for instance, we are now rolling out a massive program of the parish development model. We are going to change these villages. Your relatives at home want them to change, to go from teach, meich, keken. You don't understand these people. I can see this, they don't know our language. But I can translate it in Rugwere or